You know, the economy used to be the wind beneath Donald Trump's presidency wings, and now it's his Titanic. Because what are we talking about here? Well, let's just take a look here. Trump's economic net approval 1 year in. In term one, hey, yeah, plus side of the ledger, plus 8 points. It was his best issue, arguably. But now it's one of his worst. Look at that. Way down in the basement, 18 points below water. What is that, John? Quickly, some math. What is that, a 26-point switcheroo in the wrong direction?
If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And Trump's economy not making dollars for a lot of Americans. In fact, layoffs are up. The economy has certainly slowed down. Inflation is still a problem. And Trump's tariffs have done a lot more damage than I think most employed Americans realize. So as a result, President Donald Trump's poll numbers are absolutely taking a nosedive after he promised to improve material conditions for working class Americans, but has failed to deliver on that promise. And voters, unsurprisingly, are not happy. So look, the economy used to be a strong issue for Trump for obvious reasons, I think. I mean, if you look at his first term, he did okay when it came to economic issues. He did tinker around with some of the trade policies and tariffs, but he did so in a more targeted way in his first term. Second term, not so much. So to help you visualize that, let's take a look at this graph because it'll kind of show you the difference between the first term and what we're experiencing now. So this graph specifically represents Trump's first term, okay? Now, it displays how the total household net worth of Americans changed, right, during his first term and how that number has changed over time. So the red line represents Trump's first term where you see a steady increase of net worth. That's a good thing. The blue line represents Biden's first 3 years in office. Now, the graph that you see on the right-hand side is different from the one on the left because the one on the right adjusts for inflation. So when you adjust for inflation, you'll notice that Trump did a lot better than Biden in his first term compared to Biden's, like the first 3 years of Biden's first term and only term, obviously. Now, the x-axis represents percent change and the y-axis represents time. Okay, you get the point. So when you take a look at that graph on the right, you will notice Trump did well. And that's why I think there was popular support for Trump for the second term. People were struggling with inflation. They didn't feel that Biden did a great job. And they really thought that someone like Donald Trump is gonna come back in and he's got that magic touch. He's somehow going to increase everyone's net worth. He's going to bring prices down, but that has not happened. Now, Enton is about to explain how Trump has taken his massive advantage when it comes to favorability on the economy and essentially thrown it away.
The Trump admin has made the economy worse or better. You go back to January of 2018, term number one, the plurality winner there was better at 40%, just 22% said worse. Look at this side of the screen, the exact opposite story. What a switcheroo, my goodness gracious, 52% of Americans say that Trump admin, their policies have made the economy worse. And look at that, just 28% say better. Even among the GOP, just 57% say they make it better.
But what about independents? What do they say?
Okay, this is what is driving it, right? Because you'll notice some days I'll say, hey, Donald Trump is doing really well amongst his base. And then other days they say he's doing really poorly overall. What is driving it is independents. And this was a number that absolutely blew my mind. Oh my goodness gracious. Trump's economic net approval 1 year in among independents. In term one, he was 10 points above water. Look at where he is today. Whoa, 43 points below water. That's a 53-point switcheroo.
Guys, independents decide elections. I mean, I think things are starting to change a little bit as more and more Americans wake up to the fact that these political labels don't really mean much, honestly. But at the same time, independents are really the decision makers, especially in these swing states. And the fact that he has lost so much goodwill and so much support from independent voters is not a good sign for Republicans. Because make no mistake about it, this frustration that Americans are feeling will be taken out on Republicans during the midterms. And I think they realize that, and I think they're panicking about it. Now, look, there are a lot of factors that make up the economy. There's jobs, there's the stock market, there's inflation, right? But when it comes to the job market, Trump's not doing so well. And so if you've been paying attention, you'll probably notice that layoffs have increased significantly to the point where we haven't seen layoffs accelerate this rapidly since 2009. That is not a good sign. And so you're about to hear from Enton on how the American people feel about the job market. Take a look.
Donald Trump took a beautiful swan and turned it into an ugly duckling as far as the American people are concerned. Trump's net approval rating on jobs and employment in January 2025, look at that, overall plus 9 points. Hey, that's pretty good. But down he goes, minus 13 points overall. But you think that's nuts? Take a look at the independents. They go from plus 7 way down off the screen to minus 30 points. Americans rate the job market as bad or good. February 2025, equal shares. Say fair or say bad or good, 42-42. Look at this now. Over just a year's time, now the clear majority, 52%, up like a rocket, rated as bad compared to just 33% down in the basement who rated as good. Expect unemployment in the next 6 months to go up or go down. Well, back in January 2025, right when the Donald Trump presidency was about to begin, 38-38. But look at this. Views towards the future, 50% now expect unemployment to go up in the next 6 months. That is the highest saying that they expect unemployment to go up since the Great Recession. No wonder why Donald Trump's approval rating on jobs and employment have fallen through the floor.
You know that moment right before you launch something new, that pit in your stomach? I remember when I started TYT, I thought to myself, what if no one watches? What if we run out of money tomorrow? It was scary. Still think about that every once in a while, but you push through, and having the right tools makes all the difference. Like when we launched Shop TYT, Shopify was a lifesaver. We used it and we loved it. If you're starting a business, those what ifs can be terrifying, and that's where Shopify comes in. What if I can't build a good looking website? Shopify has hundreds of templates to build a beautiful online store that actually matches your brand. What if people haven't heard of my brand? Shopify helps you to get the word out with easy to run email and social campaigns. What if I get stuck or have a question in the process? Their award-winning 24/7 support is there with expert advice. And the best part, that iconic purple Shop Pay button. It's why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. Less abandoned carts, more sales for you. It's time to turn those what ifs into with Shopify today. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/TYT. Go to shopify.com/TYT. That's shopify.com/TYT.
So look, the Bureau of Labor Statistics is supposed to put out its latest report this week. So we'll see what the jobs report indicates. But I do think the administration is pretty nervous about what's happening right now, not only with the economy, but of course the reaction to our current economic situation from American voters. But Peter Navarro really wants to spin this. So I haven't seen this video yet. I wanted to save it and watch it live. Let's see if he succeeds in convincing us that things aren't really as bad as we think.
The jobs report's going to come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
We have to revise our expectations down significantly for what a monthly job number should look like. When we were letting in 2 million illegal aliens, they're coming in. We had to produce 200,000 jobs a month for steady state. And by the way, all of the jobs that we were creating in Biden years were going to illegals. Americans were going to the unemployment lines. That's totally reversed. And now 50,000 a month is going to be more like what we need. So Wall Street, when this stuff comes out, they can't rain on that parade. They have to adjust for the fact that we're deporting millions of illegals.
That's a good
out
point.
of our job market.
But it sounds like you're expecting a weak number tomorrow.
No, not expecting a weak number. I'm just saying that going forward, when we see a number under 100,000, we don't wring our hands. We say, yeah, that's going to be steady state.
That was amazing. That was amazing. He blamed immigrants. He blamed immigrants. That's Peter Navarro, the guy who loves Trump's tariffs policies and very likely doesn't want to take ownership of the fact that the tariff policies have destroyed the economy. That is amazing. You're gonna blame immigrants for it? Oh my God. Is there anything they don't blame immigrants for? maybe take a second to consider your own incompetence and the fact that you've promoted a policy that has been detrimental to our economic health. But no, God forbid they ever take ownership for their own mistakes. They'll go ahead and blame immigrants instead. It is amazing. Now, the real question is, will the American people buy that spin? I'm going to venture to say they won't, but we're going to wait and see.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.